I got involved with the Commons network, on a project to try to understand how energy as a commons would modify our, vision of the energy system and our use of it. The project is run by the Commons network. And the idea for us is to understand how the energy system is designed and how it's working, and also to see if we start using or treating energy as a commons, what kind of implication it would have in terms of access to energy, in terms of ownership, and so what kind of implications it has for society, basically. So if we get there, if we get to have, for instance, at the EU level, if they start to open up and let us use energy as a commons, it would be very, very important, I think. For instance, it would mean that we stop having an incentive to use more of it, to produce more of it. And some people describe this as a state of energy obesity. And instead of doing that, we would just start saving it, because we could then explore, how a community, what is the need of a community for a certain amount of energy. And instead of producing energy for somebody else, you produce it for yourself. So you have a certain need and you don't need to expand so much. The system at the moment is really based on, like a solar south, a windy north, and some industrialized parts that need this energy in a big amount. So basically they make these very big schemes of transporting energy from one side of Europe to the other, or even from like deserts, so other parts of Mediterranean, to transport energy here. And we are again in a system of extractivism and energy colonialism, basically. And I think if we start changing the paradigm, we can be in control of the whole system. We can decide what kind of technology we want to have in our villages. We can decide who is running it. We can decide if we want to stack it with the mobility sector, for instance. Do we want to use electric autos? Do we want to share cars, etc.? And all this you can put in a common pool. Or let's say the heating system. Do we want to have a district heating? And this is something we can do if energy is a commons. If all the communities are pushed and supported in, developing their own energy system. What I like about it, and that's also a bit what I like about the energy commons proposals, is that these are very practical things. And it can be anybody doing that. You don't need to have a certain ideology or a certain background. And this is very inclusive, principally. There's really a convergence of these different types of commoning who are really trying to get the ownership back. If I could do something, I would take all the EU documents and put fire to it and start it all over again, because I think that there's really a lot to change there. It's about changing the way we look at these things, that's perhaps the market is not the best instrument and it's not very sustainable. It's very production orientated. So we are going to try to produce more and more and more and more of it. And even renewables, they are polluting in a certain way. So we cannot just do crazy and go crazy and increase. It's also true that there are countries where they need infrastructure development, access to energy, which is very difficult. And we are sitting on IPs, on licenses. We are sitting on our technology. We are sitting on our production need, and we are not sharing anything. And these guys, they need a lot of energy, whereas we perhaps need to reduce a little bit our consumption. Not only a little bit, actually, a lot. So there's something there to play. But as long as we stay in this very privatized and for-profit system, it's going to be hard to change. It's going to be very hard to modify the game.